This is the first sort of long form video that I'll be doing since the revamp of my channel. I'm just here playing a few duels using my main deck for the format, which is Machina Hero, and this hand is terrible. Well, not terrible, but yeah, we're going to set two. Maybe the Trapstone wasn't needed because we do have Heavy Storm, but the Bottomless does deal with anything. We do lose advantage if he does Heavy us, but at least that way the Heavy will be out of the way. And okay, so we're just going to actually pop that, or Bottomless that, before he has a chance to pop anything. And you see the Trapstone is good now because if we do get a monster, it can stop any plays that will stop us. We get the Ocean, not the best, but we do need to start applying pressure. So I'm just going to attack with the Ocean. I don't think he'll respond. Yeah, he shouldn't. And I do need to set the Compulse, unfortunately, just because I need a way to protect my monster. It depends what he summons. Breaker is a weird card. Maybe he's playing that Spellcaster deck that was going around for a bit. So he's going to summon the Sidra. I'm going to have to let this go just because if I Compulse the Sidra, it's going to go right back to his hand. And he's going to establish it again, main phase 2. I'm hoping for a gear frame here. And we get a Miracle, which isn't awful, but I do need to find another normal summonable monster. We have all the protection in the world. We have Trunade, we have Storm, we have Trapstone. And he's clearly in no rush. My back row's not too live against him. So we'll see. And I finally get the Stratos. So we'll summon him now. Declare effect. And we're going to see if that gets a response from him. And it looked like it won't. Unfortunately, I'm not main decking Sidras. I was on and off. If I was, I could just throw Stratos for the Prisma and then Contact, but that looks like it's going to have to be... Okay, so it's just a Machina mirror, not really a mirror. But if he's playing the Peacekeeper, I don't think I've seen Breaker. Maybe it's a Gear Town deck. I don't know. Hopefully he makes the mistake of just leaving me a big machine board with the Sidra out. So he's going to just summon the Gear Frame, probably go into... Oh, he's just going to attack. Okay. That's fine, honestly. Because this way I could establish the Absolute Zero next turn. Have the Alias, or if I draw a Gear Frame, even better. And, okay, unless he has Gores, this is game. So I am going to actually just Giant Trunade now. Get everything back to hand. So if he has a way to stop this, I have, more ways to fuck him up. Does he have a Solemn? Okay, so he's just going to Sidra. I don't care. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, unless he has the Gores, I'm pushing for game this turn. Or the Trag, I guess. Any hand trap, really. But we're going to get the Fortress now. Pitch both of these. And then Miracle for Absolute Zero. Okay, and it is game. So the Sidras are going in. You guys get to see my updated list here. I don't like DD Crow against Machinas because Fortress, you can't predict if they have Force. It's good at a slower pace, but yeah. The Dynas will go into... I'm trying to think what I want to take out here. See, I have a very easy time siding against main stuff, but yeah, I'm probably going to just side out the Absolute Zero engine. And I'm going to leave Miracles in because we can still establish the Gaia, which the Gaia is very good. But I do want to take out the Absolute Zero stuff just to make side decking easier. And that was something I was doing for a long time. I was siding 2 Crystal Seers, so this way I could always side out the Diva engine. Okay, so he is playing this. Okay. Hopefully, okay, so he does commit back row. I was going to say hopefully he doesn't commit back row, but it is what it is. We're going to declare Gear Frame. And he's saying that's fine. This is going to come to hand. Actually, I should have started out my battle traps. Actually, no, he didn't show me engine gears. game 1, so yeah, but we're gonna summon this guy now. But yeah, anyway, I feel like the power play in this matchup isn't so much against with the absolute zero. I feel like it's more so in Chimera Tech plays, so that's why the Cybers are going in, and the Divas just kind of had to come out. I'm assuming we're lagging now, so that's why he's not taking damage. If you guys hear my squeaky chair in the background. Yeah, there we go, lag. So he's going to take 23 total. I'm going to set the bottomless and really only use it for Cyber Dragon. Maybe I probably should have equipped the gear frame. That's what you get when you haven't played this game in months. Yeah, I'm going to let him do it just because I'd rather use this on like a Gadgetron. And okay. Well, there we go. There's where we get punished. Although, I guess equipping gear frame wouldn't have been the best there. So we're going to take 200 there. That's fine. And we're going to pop that. We do have the Force to revive. This is just this one, right? Not any ancient gear. Okay. So we have a way to near game shot. And honestly, I really want to, because he's down to 3. We'll see how he reacts to this heavy storm first. And it is the bottomless. So realistically, I think we do need to push here. And he is taking the damage. He's jumping the gun here, but I will... Okay, so he just quits. I kind of want to see what he had in the replay, what his hand was like, just to see if he had the ability to make the comeback play. But yeah, I guess, like I said, I might have missided there. I don't like taking out the Diva engine, but sometimes you have to just to make room for other side deck cards. Like I said, that is why I like to... hold on, there's a next game feature. That's why I like to side the Crystal Seers and play that into that rather than... Okay, so he was fucked either way from what it looks like. But yeah, I like to side into the Crystal Seers and take out the Diva engine sometimes. This way it just gives me 2 free side-ins because I only side 2 Crystal Seers. You can try that with Snowman Eater as well. It's just what I was doing for a little bit. So, yeah, he had no way to come back. Even if I didn't establish the fortress, I would have been fine, I feel. I mean, let's see what my next draw would have been. E-call, so I had ways to get monsters on board, so... Realistically, I don't think he had a lot that he could have drawn, unless it was exactly Gear Town. But yeah, that was one game. I'm probably going to do 2, maybe 1 more, maybe 2. We're just going to see. And I'm going to pick Scissors. Yeah. As you guys see, I haven't been playing much on my main account. Yep, you 2. And we're going to see. I know there was just an RBT that just... Oh, looks like we're lagging again. There was an RBT that was just done. And it had a very weird top. Like, completely different breakdown than the last one. Like, I know Light Sworns did well. There was a Machina gadget list that I thought he was playing until, I realized he was playing Breaker. But yeah, we have a very aggressive way of playing this handout. We're going to go turn 1 for Stratos, obviously, unless we see a Diva. Diva's the first card that I like to normal summon in this deck, just because the games that you lose are the games that you draw Gilman. And we're going to allow him to do that. That's fine. Depending on what his back row is, we're going to go very aggressive, just because I want to establish momentum early on. And it looks like he's... Okay, so at most he's going to have like a Raigeki breakdown. And he's not even going to summon anything. Oh, well. There we go. We're going to do this. Although I do have the 7900 attack point combo. But unfortunately, we didn't go first. Android or Catastor here. It's been a while since I've played against Hero Frogs. But I will just go for the life points. And I'm tempted now not to summon the fortresses. I was before just because I wanted to get over the Stratos and establish momentum and board presence early, but I think I'll do it now anyway. This only really gets punished by Gores, and I'm assuming he doesn't have a Gores. I just kind of assume that they never really open it, which is a terrible way to play, but the odds of opening Gores in a 40 is eh. And are we punished? Never punished. Alrighty, so we do have the 2200 burn spell as well in our hand, so that's always a plus to see. Or we do have just instant absolute zero. We have the Solemn back there, which makes me comfortable for days. I feel always protected when I have that. So he's going to summon this. Let's see what he establishes. Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it. There's no sense in Soloming there. I have the way to get around it with the Miracle Fusion. He's probably going to hit over the Android. I can't imagine him hitting... Yeah, I can't imagine him hitting over the Fortress. It's just not worth it for him. Any back row that he has I can deal with the Solemn. Or not deal with, but I can answer with the Solemn. And doesn't he draw one now? Yes. Is he going to declare... Yep, there he goes. Yep, and it's mandatory. Ooh. Okay, that changes stuff, but I don't think it does actually. So we're gonna actually, I think we could kill here. We're gonna Rhoda for the Prisma, summon the Prisma, ask if that's okay. And I hate that I've become this guy. If you guys watch my channel back when I started, I said most of the duel compilations that I post, I cover up this icon just because I hate the thumbs up reaction. But we're going to dump the ocean here, and we're going to activate our burn spell right now. So we're actually going to have to banish the fortress, which I'm not a huge fan of doing, but I do have another fortress as well as the gear frame, so I can... always get to my... I have access to my second one, and I can always get to my third one. But we're going to just activate this effect now. Yep, and he goes to, what, 3,500? We're going to attack with Fortress. Bringing him down to 12. We're going to attack with Prisma. And... okay, so this is the game shot then. Nope. Alrighty, so... yeah, there we go. What's he getting to say now? Nice Solemn. Thank you. I mean, I have all of these game one, so like... I'm sorry I had the Solemn, but yeah. So I'm going to assume he's playing Hero Frogs, and my deck really does have a hard time with big asses. So we're going to side this in. Most of our Spell and Trap Hate is going to come out. We're going to keep in one MST, one Heavy Storm, just for like those Regeki breaks. He did show Dimensional Prison, which is weird to see. And I like Soul Release against anything that's not really turbo-y, like that need to have an established graveyard. So Soul Release is going to go in. And as well as Super Poly. Super Poly is a card that I really like. A lot of my side decking, it's probably a weak point for me, but I'm not the best side decker in the world. If you guys ever do watch me play, I win a decent amount of game ones, but side decking wise is not the best, which is why I like to have the Crystal Seers in here. I keep referencing that, and I ultimately don't have them. But, whatever. So we're going to see what he does. Hopefully he just sets like a Dupe Frog or a Substitute or something like that, because no mana cross out will deal with that easily. And he's thinking, okay, so he's just going to set one. We're going to obviously just establish a Stratos early on, get us to our hero engine. Unless, again, we have a Diva. And we draw Gores. So I am actually going to... well, we're going to see how he responds first. So... We'll e-call now. If that's something like a pulling the rug, that will be upsetting. And it looks like we're clear. So yep, we're gonna knock here. Hopefully, like I said, it's a dupe frog. Substitute over. Okay, so he's gonna be banished. And we're just gonna punch with the Stratos. Okay, sure. It's telling me he has an answer. So I'm gonna want a bottomless just because I want the Gores in there just for when he thinks he has momentum. Because I feel like I could push fairly easily. And okay, so he has the MST. Whatever. I feel like I can push easily if I was able to protect this. Which, okay, he has another back row. We're going to Prisma here. Declare and dump the ocean. I revealed the Terra Firma last game, but we'll reveal it again just for the sake of being nice. Again, that's probably another 2,000 defender. Oh, it's just a fossil diner. Okay. So he's desperate to protect his life points early. I mean, I guess I already showed him that I can OTK out of nowhere. So it's not too surprising, but he's already on the defensive, which is strange to see from this deck, but what's he typing in chat? I don't know. Let's find out. I am not having a good time. Sorry, bud. Yeah, I feel like that's like a common factor with this. Okay. Well, that's not live, but it can be. So we're gonna attack with the Prisma. I mean, God, like let's just say one of these Legacy Yada, and I don't set the dust shoot. I'm gonna feel stupid. I don't really care if he heavy storms with 2 back row. So there's no reason not to set this dust shoot, and plus it leaves me susceptible to 1 if he does draw it. So we're just gonna attack him right now for the 35, and he's just gonna scoop. Okay. We're gonna view this replay, see what he's holding. And I do want to take a look at that game 1. So he opens up okay. The alias, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Hero Frogs. I don't know what kind of list that they play, but he has a very aggressive turn 1. Yeah, so we were right to go aggressive here because he does have a few cards that can make him that can lead to a comeback. And he did have the Gores, which was weird, but I guess he was just playing around the Gaia. But I don't know why he would allow himself to be hit that low, because I believe once I push with the Prisma next, he goes down to 2,000, which means he'd already be out of Gore's range for a Fortress. And plus, I already have I think that was a misplay on his part. He should have prisoned the Fortress, because he doesn't know I have this gear frame, and I already have a Fortress there. So if you prison this one, you get rid of 2 out of the 3. And in theory, it's going to be a while till I get to the next one. So yeah, I would have prisoned the Fortress. The Gaia does go back to 2,200 at the end phase. So that really wasn't a threat. And he did have access to his own Gaia. Yeah. I'm going to say he should have prisoned the Fortress there. Okay. So we'll see what happens this game. I'm just curious what his hand looks like, because that was a quick scoop. But like I said, I did show that I can win out of nowhere. You see, that's like, looking at this, I mean, Fossil Dyna, it's only 1 card, but it's the tendency to overside, which is my problem. And he went Vanity's Fiend. That's another problem that I was having a lot. Like, I play Soul Release and DD Crow in the side deck, like he's doing here with Fossil Dyna and Vanity's Fiend, which is why I sided out, which is why I just took out Kaiku completely, because that's 3 cards that rely on banishing. Like, he has 2 cards that rely on anti-special summons here, and in my opinion, that's just too much. You never want to play more cards that do the same thing. But yeah. Okay, so he had nothing. Okay. I did have, what? Not really a whole lot of follow-up, not a whole lot of power plays, But the Compulse would allow me to protect my Stratos, get me to an Alias, and we'll see what my next few draws were. Never mind, I lost connection. But yeah, that's probably a sign that I need to stop the video here. But yeah, just a few duels with this. If you guys didn't notice, I am trying, different thumbnails. I actually have a profile picture now. So I'm trying to sort of revamp the channel in a sense. It's not so much going to be dual compilations as more so long-form dual videos like this. Just because I feel like I was watching one of my replays, and because I sped it up, I didn't personally know what was going on unless I played them. So I just want to make sure that I have a way to at least explain to you guys what's going on. But yeah, if you guys want a profile on this, I mean, this is the list. The only thing that's really been changing with this is the side deck. Just because, like I said, side decking is a hard part for me. Potentially, you could take out the Morphing Jar number 2 and the Traps done as well for 2 Crystal Seers and do that theory that I said with siding out the 4 cards being the Diva and the Gilman and putting in 2 Crystal Seers. This way you have an easy 2 extra cards to side deck. But yeah, let me know if you guys, like I said, want to see the list. I'll give a decent amount of explanations as well, because I feel like my run-throughs are pretty much done for the time being. But yeah, let me know what you guys want, and I will see you guys later.